Hi there and welcome back to the Nottingham Trent University podcast. We're very happy to be here again to be discussing another really interesting topic with you all. And today's topic is all about funding your NTU experience. So whether that's from the student finance application process, talking about budgeting at university, or how to kind of manage that cost of living crisis, we're going to cover everything today. So sit down, get yourself a cup of tea, or your water, or whatever beverage you choose, and let's get into it. So first off, I just want to introduce our fantastic panel. Elliott, welcome back to the Nottingham Trent University podcast. Are you glad to be back?
I'm glad to be back. You know, as when I found the news that I was invited back in, I had to tell the family. I was like,
Get your agent involved.
Yeah. It's really good to be back.
Amazing. So for the people that might not have listened to our last episode, would you be able to introduce yourself to everybody?
Yeah, so my name's Elliott. I'm a part of the school and college liaison team. So I essentially go to colleges, go to schools, talk about university. You may, if you're watching this, you may have seen me at your school or college before. So hi to you again. But yeah.
You get your autograph next time. Amazing. Thanks, Elliott. And Jacqui, welcome to the NTU podcast. Would you be able to just give a little introduction of maybe what your role is at NTU and how you support our students?
Yeah, hi everyone. So I'm Jacqui. I'm a Financial Capability and Student Success Project Officer. Very long job title, I know, but what I do in a nutshell is I support all of our students through interactive workshops and communications to ensure everyone feels happy and also are able to make informed decisions about their finances while being at university.
Well, glad to have you both with us. So I'll introduce myself. My name's Katie. I work in the marketing team here at NTU. I'm also an alumni. I graduated in 2019, so excited to share maybe some of my fickles that I had financially when I was at university today, and also just learn about, how the finance application is still looking. So first off, let's start at the application. Jacqui, would you be able to just explain kind of what finance is available through them, the different types, just to kind of, let's pretend everyone listening to this, or maybe not even pretend, maybe everyone is listening to it, has absolutely no idea about financial support at university. So what kind of support can you get with student finance?
Yeah, so for those who are eligible for student finance, it's basically in two loans. So you have your tuition fee loan, and that covers your tuition, and that's paid directly to the university. And then you have your maintenance loan, which is paid to you in 3 instalments, and that is depending on household income.
Oh, amazing. So household income then. So how do you work out how much finance you can get? Elliott, I'm going to head to you.
Amazing, yeah. So to find out what you can do is actually go on to the student finance calculator. So if you just go into Google, type in student finance calculator, you can put in maybe what your household income is at the moment, and then it will give you kind of an estimate of how much you'll probably get when you apply for student finance. So that's kind of a good indicator. If you do that early, that can mean that you've already got in your head, okay, this is probably about the roundabout amount that I'm going to get. So then you can start putting plans into place and stuff like that if you maybe need a bit more money, or if you're like, oh, I'm cool, I'm set.
I'm sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So you mentioned there about kind of making sure you're early on in the process, getting your ducks in a row. We mentioned that last time. That's saying last time for those that are returning. Ducks in a row. Jacqui, do you know they were saying ducks in a row?
I certainly do, yeah.
Great, glad to have you here with me so people understand what we're talking. So yeah, getting your plans in there early. What kind of time frame are we looking at for the student finance application? Is it open now? When does it sort of close? Is there anything that students need to be really aware of?
So at the moment for current applications for 24-25, typically it's going to open around about March time, and then there's a deadline. Usually this is around May, but it can be subject to change. So please get the application nice and early and straight away.
So even if let's say you've applied for the course, you've got accepted from a university, you start applying for student finance, but then maybe that's not the university you want to go to. Maybe when it comes to clearing, you choose a different option. How does that kind of work with student finance then?
Yeah, so it's absolutely fine if you have a change of heart or you want to change your course. You just update your student finance application via your portal. Make sure you do that as soon as possible, because then it makes a lot more of a seamless transition over to when you start university in the autumn.
So there's no there's nothing completely set. There's no reason to panic if you decide to change your mind. The student finance is there.
You're all okay. It's all good.
Don't worry about it.
You can take a breather. It's fine.
If we're pretending that I'm a 17-year-old right now.
You looked really stressed right now.
Yeah, I was panicking. It really was. Taking me back to 10 years ago when I sorted it all out. So we've applied for the application and we've got it. We're here, we're at university. So we have the great time at university. We've been having the 3 payment, is it just double check
3 installments,
3 installments each year, and then you finish and it's time to pay it back.
Yeah, got the shivers.
Elliott, I'm going to come to you. Would you be able to explain a little bit about what happens when you complete your degree and you start paying back that student finance loan?
Sweet, yeah. So I think it'd be cool to kind of bust this kind of myth that probably I had when I was at university. It was like, when I graduate, oh my gosh, I've got this student finance. I'm gonna need to pay this back right away. I haven't even got a job yet. The cool thing with student finance is that you have to be earning a certain amount of money before you actually start paying that back. And even then, it's going to be depending on how much you're actually earning. So it starts about 25,000 upwards. So if you're earning below that, you won't be paying any student finance back. So sometimes I'll say to students, if I'm earning £18,000, how much am I paying back to student finance? Some of them will say, oh, you're paying back £500. I'm like, no, I'm not paying back anything. You have to be earning that certain amount.
Yeah, I think a lot of people say that kind of when you graduate, and I graduated like some years ago, 5 years ago, that it's like a phone contract. Like that's the kind of money that people see coming out of their account at a certain amount of times. It's not you don't get the bill at the end and they say, here you go, put that on Klarna.
Klarna, pay 3.
You got to pay your big loan back. Yeah, so it's not exactly like that, but yeah. It's not until that 25.
So it comes and that's what I kind of like about how it will come out of your account, like tax, national insurance.
Yeah, it comes out before you even get your money.
Because I think I'd be more annoyed if I saw money in my account and then money's being taken out. But the fact I don't see it makes me feel
Couldn't agree more. Every so often when I look at my payslip, I'm like, oh, there it is. That's what.
And also, just to add to that, if your income ever drops below that threshold, you just don't pay it.
Really?
Yeah. So if let's say you graduate, you're earning above the threshold, and then something happens, you take a career break, or you go to another job which is below the threshold, you don't pay it.
So aside from your maintenance loan and your tuition loan, is there any sort of ways that students can aid their study or get some more financial support from the university or other bodies? Elliott's nodding. Come on, answer away.
Yeah, because I like this one. What I would really encourage you to look for is bursaries or grants. If you don't know what bursary is, it's free money. That's what I like to call it. Bursaries, free money. You don't have.
Who doesn't like free money?
Exactly,
Who doesn't
right?
It's the best kind of money.
I love free money. I used to get that with my pocket money. That was fun. But yeah, have a look to see if the university offers any bursaries. See if you maybe fit the criteria that they're looking for. There's also the disabled students allowance as well, and that covers if you maybe have any mental health conditions. You maybe have any SEN, so special educational needs. Apply to that because there will be opportunities where, for example, they may provide you with a laptop, depending on what you need. So there's loads of things out there that can aid you to have a positive experience at uni, because that's kind of what we all want, to have that positive experience. And having these kind of things, bursaries, the disabled students allowance, that can benefit us.
Yeah, because it's not necessarily just like financial support as in like cash in the pocket. There can be other ways that kind of can relieve that financial strain on you. So yeah, have a look at the different things that different university offers. And if they wanted to find out a bit more information about those financial support contact details.
Yeah, so if you want to find out a little bit more about bursaries and things that you might be eligible for, you can always head over to our website. So that's on the NTU ac.uk/fees and funding, or you can just email us directly, which is studentmoneyteam@ntu.ac.uk.
Amazing. Thank you very much for that shameless plug onto your team support there. Just to get that in.
It's well memorised as well.
Well memorised.
It has to be well memorised.
Yeah. So, challenge time. Jacqui,
okay,
I'm going to test you. So you've just basically gone through the full student application process, loads of detail, but I want you to do it in under 20 seconds.
Okay.
Are you ready? I'm going to time you.
Oh no, it's official now.
It's official. The timer is out. Oh, that's 20 minutes. You don't need that much time.
The pressure is on.
That would be good 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's great.
So, the student finance application in under 20 seconds. Are you ready, Jacqui?
I'm ready.
Are you sure?
Yeah, here we go.
It's too late to back out now anyway because I've got the timer out. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so you create an account, you log in, and you bring all your important information. There's a tuition fee loan that you can apply for if eligible. That's paid direct to the university. Then you apply for a maintenance loan, which is paid directly to you in 3 instalments based on your household income.
And you've got 6 seconds left. Can you say anything else?
Check all your documents.
2,
That
1.
was amazing.
Brilliant.
That was amazing.
That was really good.
That was really, like, my heart was pounding.
You look really nervous.
Oh, no.
You spoke really fast as well.
We've covered everything there is to know about the actual application. So now they're here.
Yeah.
The students are here. They're in their university era, which comes with the budgeting era as well. They go coinciding. I feel like budgeting at university is maybe some of the first times that I definitely was the first time I had to actually be like, oh, this money has to last for different things. You know, you have a lot more responsibilities when you live on your own and things like that. So what advice would you give to students that are coming to university? So, you know, most of them for the first time, but this also applies to second and third years and even final years. What budgeting tips would you give students that might be a little unsure on where to start or just struggle full stop with the budgeting life?
I genuinely feel like everybody's done some form of budgeting in their lives. Obviously at uni, there's a lot more stuff you have to kind of consider. But I remember, for example, when I was 10 or 11, I was saving my pocket money. I would get like £10. I was saving £5 a week because I wanted to get the new gaming console. So I was saving that money. I was putting that money away. Got like 50 quid or something. And then I got, obviously my mum paid the 400 and whatever plus. But I saved £50. That was my contribution.
That's
So,
good.
yeah,
I like it.
so I think everybody's done some form of it. I would really suggest if you're struggling to kind of visualize it, maybe do an Excel spreadsheet. Put a list of your incomes. That's not the right word. Your incomings.
Incomings.
Is that right? Is that a word?
I think it's incomes.
Incomes. Was that right?
Income streams. I love that word.
Income streams.
You need to have the multiple income streams.
Your streams of income.
Passive income.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
I'd rather
passive
just have
income.
free money, to be honest.
Yeah.
Nursery.
Yeah.
So write down a list of the things that you've got coming in, and then a list of the things that will be coming out, and then you can kind of visualize. Okay, this is how much it's going to be coming in. This is how much it's going to be coming out, and then you can think, okay, do I need this?
Yeah.
Is this essential? Is this non-essential? And then you have to stick to it. That's the main thing, which is I think it's one of the difficult parts is actually sticking to it, because there'll be times when you're like, oh yeah, that McDonald's might be a nice vibe, or yeah, my friends are going to London for the weekend. I don't know. Let's just go. Yeah. So it's really about trying to stick to it.
Definitely, and I think as well, because like what you said earlier, Jacqui, the instalments come in 3, that by the time, you know, you're not just doing it, make it like a monthly payment or a weekly payment, you've got to make that money stretch, and like there's a lot of small payments that you have in that period of time. I mean, like, you know, it's like having a subscription that you've forgotten about, or your stuff goes up and it goes, months go by and you don't realise. It's having just it written down somewhere to make you look at it and be like, oh, how much actually spare money do I have to last the 3 months? So yeah, I think having a budget tracker is such a good idea. Great advice. Jacqui, I'm going to head to you. What is your budgeting tips?
I think one of the main ones, if you really don't know where to start and you're kind of struggling and you're finding it really daunting, just sit down, give yourself 30 minutes to find out what's actually important to you and what you want to spend your money on. I find like when you come to uni, there's so much out there. There's, you know, everyone's doing their own little thing, and it can be really difficult, and you can kind of get lost within it. Just take a minute, take a breather and go, actually, do I really want to spend my money on takeaways, or am I quite happy just cooking at home? Those types of things. And once you establish those kind of like priorities, isn't it, really, for you, you can then go on and say, okay, I kind of know what I want to spend my money on. Then you can kind of move on to maybe an Excel spreadsheet, or you could just keep a manual notepad or just notes on your phone if it really is too daunting for you to start. Or alternatively, you can always reach out to the team. you can talk to us before you come to university, and you can have a one-to-one appointment with one of our great advisors, and they can kind of talk you through kind of budgeting, money management advice, and it's super confidential and also non-judgmental as well. So, you know, it's a really nice space for you to do that.
They're here to help.
Yes, we're always here to help.
So with it, you know, thinking about budgeting at university, like I don't think we can talk about money without talking about the elephant in the room that is going on at the moment, the cost of living. What would you say to students that might be a little bit apprehensive about what's going on to the whole of the UK? What would you say to those students, Jacqui?
Yeah, I think one thing is, you know, it is happening, but one thing that you can do is just take a moment and just be proactive and just look at things of how you can cope with cost of living. It can be very, very overwhelming, and you know, that is okay. It's just take your time with it and make sure you have a budgeting method that works for you, but try not to compare yourself to other people. We all have different financial circumstances. You're going to be with people, either your course mates or flatmates or whoever. You're all going to have different financial backgrounds. So just, you know, make sure that you know what you can spend in your budget, then you should be fine.
Yeah.
And just, you know, things are going to go up, but just make sure that you can account for things, and planning ahead is so important.
Agreed.
So your essential spending does not get impacted in any way.
Elliott, what about you?
Yeah, I think it's important that you said that it's not just students that are having to deal with this. This is the whole country is having to kind of manage this. And it's like what you said, Jacqui, just planning ahead. There may be some things you don't want in terms of, like, you may love Heinz ketchup. Yeah. You may have to be going to the Lidl or Aldi ketchup. But I'll be real, Lidl is a vibe, like the blueberry muffins. But it's about trying to put things kind of in place so that you can still have a positive experience. The learning how to cook is a big one.
Agreed.
Cooking, because when you start, like what you said, when you start listing down things that you spend, you're like, oh my gosh, I spent so much on takeaway. But then when you compare that to how much you'd spend on actually cooking, it's a lot less.
And then you could get your branded beans if you could get all those different
exactly
things.
Yeah. So if you don't know how to cook yet, please learn how to cook. I remember I didn't know how to cook at all, but I spent the summer before I went to uni, 2014, with my grandma. She had this massive cookbook, went through all the things that how to cook, basically.
Even just get like a top 5 recipes or something that you can bulk cook that you know is going to get all your nutrients in, that you really, really enjoy. You don't have to know how to make a full roast dinner and a beef Wellington, but a little spaggy bee.
Yep, spag bol.
Yeah, abbreviating.
Spaggy bee.
Spaggy bee.
Wow.
So we mentioned a lot about, the budgeting at university and things like that. And, we're really trying to rest people's worries about necessarily there being this, huge financial stress. What would you say to students that maybe are worried about that financial worries would impact their time at university?
I would say that there's loads of actual things that you can do at uni that's actually free. So some people may have that, like, this is my short and FOMO, fear of missing out. There's loads of free things that you can actually do in Nottingham. So going to the Arboretum, for one, especially summertime, vibey. Wallerton Hall, the Contemporary, as well. Lots of things that you can actually go out with your friends. You can even do like nights in with your friends and things like that. Going to my funniest times was when I was actually in the library with my friends.
Up the boots.
Obviously we were doing our assignments. We had to get them in on time. But we were having we were cracking up, making loads of jokes, and that's where the friendships grew stronger through them times. So there's lots of different things you can do without actually having to pay anything.
So those experiences are about forming those new connections, having those brand new experiences. You don't necessarily need to spend a whole lot of money to be able to do that at all. Yeah, definitely. And there's also ways to also help that, for example, the Freshers Week ticket comes out before, so you can spread the cost with things like that as well. There's always student deals out, so even if it's not necessarily free, there's so many low cost things to do. Yeah, Jacqui, what would you say if people were worried necessarily about impacting their time at NTU and university?
Yeah, I think always ask about student discount. Like,
my gosh.
You've just got to ask.
Yes.
You know, it's absolutely okay to do that. Some places will actively promote it. But if you don't see a sign or anything, just ask whoever. Say, hey, do you do any student discount? I've got my student ID. And you might be surprised. Might say, oh, yeah, we do 20% off, or we do 2 for 1 on a Wednesday, or all sorts. That can really help you save a bit of money. But also you can plan like your experiences around that. But, you know, also going to the Arboretum in summer, I love that. That was like one of the best things ever.
It was sunny.
It's so nice.
Yeah, and like even studying there when it was like,
you can do a picnic with your friends, and you can just bring your own food. Yeah, it is a really, really nice experience. But most definitely ask about that student discount, and just make sure you get all the deals you can, and check any apps beforehand, like student discount platforms, before you do any online shopping.
So thinking about different activities that students want to do while they're at university, if you do want to kind of have that bit more, I'm going to say luxurious lifestyle, but I think luxurious lifestyle in student words are maybe a little bit different to how people might interpret it. So if you do want to go out for nice meals, or you do want to kind of spend more time, you know, spending money, and one way that you can obviously do that is to boost your additional income. So I think when I was at university, I worked throughout all 4 of my years in like different retail stores within Nottingham. And I always 100% recommend it to people, because not only does it kind of give you that extra money for maybe summer or things like that, and just to kind of help boost your income, but it's also another circle of friends. It's another group of people that you can spend time with outside university. And there's so many different places you can work in Nottingham. There's bars, there's retail, there's clubs if you wanted to work. You know, there's so many different things that it just gives you that extra circle of people. And, you know, it really helps you, especially if it's a company that maybe you worked at before and then transferred. It's that familiarity that you've got. There's just a lot of pluses to it from my perspective, and that's something that I did when I was at university. Is there any other ways that you can boost your income, or maybe ways that you guys did it when you were both at Trent? Because, I don't know if I mentioned this, but we're actually all Trent, all alumni. We didn't go very far. No. We just stayed right here in our favourite place, which I think goes to show a lot for NTU anyway. Anyway, how to boost your income. Elliot, how did you do it, and how did you do it?
Sweet. So how I did it was in my first and second year, during that summer period, I worked for a company. I was just like doing catering and things like that, serving people, stuff like that. Did that for the summers. Would just work really hard, and then I'd have this additional income that I could use for kind of whatever I wanted. But you're right, there's so many different shops in Nottingham and places of work that you could apply for, and as well, maybe think smart, maybe try and see if there's any supermarkets that you could work for, because they may offer discounts for you for certain products and stuff like that.
Such a good point.
So if you want some bread and you want a little discounted bread, then
that's so good.
So that I'm saying that to me thinking I should have done that.
Yeah, we should have done that.
I don't even think I worked at a clothes shop and I got 50% discount. And then now when people's like, how do you have so many clothes? It's like, because I'm buying them 50% off. So if you're somebody that likes that side of things, you don't want to give up that luxury, then maybe that's another thing to look at as well. I think maybe food discounts a little bit more than a little less superficial. But, it's something to think about, isn't it?
And there's
great advice.
There's you can do stuff in the university as well. So there's shops at the university. You could be a student ambassador, as well. So that's helping out with open days, campus tours. There's loads of different opportunities out there for people.
Definitely. And how would it, so let's say we've got a student that's looking to get those extra incomes. How would we help? Can we help them find jobs? Can we help them do that sort of thing? How can we help them, Jacqui?
Yeah, so we have a really fantastic employability service here at the university. They can support students with CVs, interviews. We have like an online website, which is basically tailored for Trent students, and they can just find opportunities either within the university, like Elliot mentioned. So what I did is I worked for the university when I was here, so I was a cert mentor, and then over the summer I went and worked locally where I was from. So I had kind of those 2 income streams.
Yeah, income streams. Oh my gosh, that makes me feel like how to boost your income streams.
The passive income.
But employability team are so fantastic. So if any students there are really thinking, I really want to get a job, I don't know what to do, defo hit them up and they will most certainly support you.
So when people are at university, they might have a few financial fails along the way. So we actually got some submissions of problems that people had at university, and I'd like you guys to say what they should have done differently. Okay? So the first one, I kept signing up for free trials and kept forgetting to cancel them.
Oh, no.
Lost nearly £80 this year.
Oh.
Do you know what's bad? Why does this sound like something I
I
did?
know.
Yeah, I don't even think this is necessarily
No.
just a student thing. Like, it can happen,
We
but
all
that
do
£80
this.
is a big difference, a huge difference. So, what would you say? I mean, my suggestion is just don't sign up for free trials unless it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah, I mean, free trials, the reason why they do it is because they want you for that, service, and they are hoping you forget, quite literally. One thing that you could possibly do is pop a reminder on your phone, like will flash up maybe like 24 hours before to say, hey, cancel the subscription.
Yeah.
Or,
Agreed.
you're going to lose £80, which is so much money. But yeah, this is not just a student issue. I've done this myself multiple times, and then I just go and wince.
Yeah, agreed. I spent my first instalment on designer shoes. I couldn't afford anything for a month.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh,
Oh
no,
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 no, no.
Oh no, 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 no.
Elliot,
Yeah, that's
help them out. What are they going to do?
Yeah. That's
Eat the shoes?
Turn them.
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah. Get a refund, like you said.
Get a refund.
When your installment comes in, and yeah, I used to love the installments. You know, when you get that text where it says, that was the best text I used to get. Make sure you've paid all your essential stuff first before you start, being bougie, getting the different codes and stuff like that. Make sure you've spent what you've paid out what you've needed to pay out first, and then see how much you've got left over.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think as well with anything, if you are looking to buy clothes or not even necessarily anything designer, like what have you got that you can sell to pay for that? If you don't have a lot of essential money left over from the installment, what else can you do to get that money in? Amazing. So, final one. I've spent so much money on train tickets and realised I haven't had a rail card.
Bruh.
That's a stinger. That's a stinger. You've got to have a rail card.
Yeah.
30%.
I love the rail card.
So what would your advice be? Just get a rail card.
Yeah, so just get a rail card. Like, if you know that you're going to be using the trains a lot to travel either to or from uni or going back home or going wherever, get the rail card. It is going to save you money in the long term.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's just, if you save that bit of money, it helps you a lot with your other types of spending. It's basically a no-brainer.
Yeah. And even things like the summer, like you might want to go see your uni friends.
Yeah.
And like for me, how I always justify a rail card is it's one trip to London.
Yes, exactly.
It's literally one trip to London back.
Yeah.
The money I save is pretty much covers it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
everything else is just a bonus. So we're going to play a game of want versus needs.
Okay.
This is all about essential versus non-essential spending. So
Yes.
I'm going to read something out
Okay.
and you're going to turn around if you think it's a want or a need. And then
Right.
we are going to discuss. So the first one is rent. Easy. Let's start off easy. I'll say 3, 2, 1, turn it round. 3, 2, 1. Woo!
I want it to be really wild and put a one.
Just
Just a one.
Just for
Yeah,
funsies.
yeah.
But we're playing a serious game here.
This
That's
is
why
need.
we're having a serious time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a need. You need somewhere to live. You need to pay your rent. You've entered into a contract.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Rent come first.
Yes.
Yeah, amazing. So we're going to
Priority.
move on to the next one now. Another easy one. No, could be an easy one. Could not be. Maybe we're going to trick you.
Ooh.
So a new pair of designer trainers. After the last subject, we've just sort of delved into this a little bit.
Oh yeah, we have to.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Yeah, definitely a one. You don't need those trainers.
I mean, it depends on what trainers.
I mean, it depends
are.
what trainers are.
Yeah, that's
I
where
mean-
it says designer trainers. Like obviously, if you don't have any trainers and you literally got your toes sticking out, then
Yeah.
that's essential. But
Or,
But then,
designer trainers.
why would you get the designer trainers if
Exactly.
you need a set? Yeah.
or
That's the
if
one.
you've saved up for a little while, and you've put money aside for those designer trainers, and you've got money there to spend on it.
Yeah, still a one.
Cool. Still a one.
You're allowed.
You're allowed, but you need
Still
to
a
plan
one.
for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed. Okay, so these ones could get a little bit
Heated.
It's get heated, maybe heated.
Oh gosh.
I hope it doesn't. This is a PG podcast. Right. So, gym membership.
Oh, this is really hard.
Yeah, this is hard. But maybe think of it for yourself as well. Maybe put yourself in the position. Like, what would you class that as? I personally would class that, for me, as a 1.
Yeah. Okay.
Because all I really do is I go and sit in the steam room. And I can live without the steam room.
Yeah.
But what would you say? What would some people say for gym membership?
Okay.
Okay. Are we ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, turn round.
Did we do the same?
No.
No. Dun, dun,
It's about to
dun.
get fiery
It's
in
got a
here.
caveat.
Go on. Explain why you think it's a need. I think I can completely understand. I think people would say it's a need.
It depends on your personal circumstances, really. I think, like, gym memberships, yes, they can be very expensive, but if it's really helpful for your mental health, it helps you concentrate, it's something that, gives you joy, then yes, it might be a need for you. But for other people, it might just be like,
I pay for it and I don't use it.
Yeah.
Sort of
So,
vibe.
if you do want to do that gym membership, if you do want to, get active and work out, really, have an honest conversation with yourself.
Yeah.
Are you going to use it?
Yeah.
If you're not, then don't.
Yeah.
But if you are,
Do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me change it back. To
Jacqui has convinced us all it is a need. Okay, so the next one is expensive personal care products.
Ooh.
So this is just to explain this a little bit further in case you're maybe unsure. So this isn't like body wash. This isn't hand soap. This is kind of that like little treat. This is your hair mask that stops those break ends.
Yeah.
This is the expensive body lotion. This is your subscription razor. I don't know what else I can say without saying brand names.
You're doing a good job.
You're doing really well.
I would have failed.
Yeah.
So, are you done?
Yes.
3.
Oh.
Ah!
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Jackie's
2,
struggling.
1, go. Oh, okay. We've got another unanimous decision.
Ooh.
So both needs, which
lovely.
actually I would maybe argue that it would be a want. If there's something cheaper that you can have. But what is your reasoning, guys?
My reasoning is, and I think possibly anybody whose ethnic background is maybe from the Caribbean or from any countries in Africa, we need cream for our skin, or the skin will get dry. And it will be obvious that it gets dry. So I remember when I was a kid, my mom used to put loads of Vaseline on my face and my face would be shiny, but it wouldn't be dry.
Okay.
So that's why
It's a need.
It's a need
Yeah.
for us, yeah.
Yeah. Again, similar to like the gym memberships. I think like if it's good for your skin or maybe your hair or whatever, as long as you can afford that, it's in your budget and your essential spending is like all chill and nothing's impacting that, then of course, treat yourself.
And that's the end of want versus need. That's the end of the game for today. Maybe we'll play it next time with another categories.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. There we go. So can you guess what the average cost of a Freshers Week is in the UK?
Gosh.
Oh, that's really hard.
Elliott looks like you're trying to solve like
Yeah.
Einstein's theory
Yeah.
of
Trying
light
to
bulbs.
make calculations in my brain.
Carry the 1 over the 3.
Yeah.
Right, guys, I'm going to tell you you're taking too long.
Oh,
Right.
I was gonna. I had
Go on,
one.
give a guess then.
I'm going for 150.
150.
I was going to go for 150 as well.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter because you're both wrong.
Oh.
The average
250?
cost, no,
Oh.
is £421.
Bruh.
The average cost of
Wow.
a Freshers Week. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's including a lot of like moving costs and
Yeah.
all
Oh,
the things
true.
like that. It's the average cost of what people spend in their first week. That shows that students need to come with money to university. And
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
definitely.
I did agree before, but now I
Yeah.
100%
You need to
agree.
bring money with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what other reasons might people might need to bring money with them?
So I think what happens is if you are eligible for student finance, okay, when you get your first loan installment, it's when you are actually being officially enrolled in the university and like they can say, yeah, you're here. So sometimes Freshers Week is like a week or two before, depending on how the dates fall. So then you're like, oh no, I need to buy my food shop, and there might be other things I want to do, like social activities and whatnot. So yeah, bring a bit of money with you just to tide you over until that loan drops, if if you're eligible for it. But there are ways you can kind of make the cost a bit less, like buying the tickets beforehand as well for certain things.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think going back to, do you remember you were talking about earlier, Jacqui, about the deadlines for student finance? I think that's another reason why it's important that you make sure you get it in before that deadline, because you can do it after the deadline, but you don't want to be that one person who's going to enrollment and
stressing out about it.
And have a delay in funding. You do not need that stress in your
trust
life.
Me.
No. Right, so now we've calmed down from all them excited games. Supporting students. How does NTU support its current students with their financial worries, or even just there for a bit of friendly advice?
So the student money team are kind of here for all of our students, either pre-entry or current students. So what we do, we have a fantastic team of advisors. You can book a one-to-one appointment either over the phone, on MS Teams, or in person if you want to. And they can offer you guidance and advice on budgeting, money management, but also things like student finance and eligibility criteria and all of those types of things. And then kind of the stuff I do very fun, interactive workshops for all of our students, and I kind of support students who are at that pre-applicant stage all the way through to their final year, and I try to cater them just for you in that type of where you're at that type of point in your student life. So there is so much support you can get at NTU. Not only that, but we have fantastic wellbeing and mental health teams here. So obviously finances can play a huge part in your mental health. It's really important we have good financial wellbeing, but if things are getting really stressed out and you just don't know who to turn to, you can just talk to us. We're here to help you. We're non-judgmental. We just want to make sure you're okay and you're having the best time you can at the university as well.
Check it out, so nice. And do you want to plug your workshop?
So I do 2 workshops. So there's one called Money Ready for NTU. That's very much for our pre-entry students. It's online over the summer, and we go through everything and anything you need to know about money during university, but also student finance. And then we also have current workshops, and it comes under like a Money Matters workshop banner. But I do topics like finances after university. I do budgeting, saving, financial goals, all sorts, basically to help you along the way, either during university, but also teaching you techniques that you can take with you once you leave the university as well.
So Elliott, talking about, because you work a lot with the schools and students that are applying to university, any advice that you can give to students for, even if they're now only just applying for university, or even before that, how would you kind of say people can get financially ready for university, or just more financially aware at this stage?
I think some of the stuff we've mentioned today, so Jacqui mentioned about the earlier you get it in, you start that application, the better. Also, make sure you have the relevant documents, so you know what your national insurance number is. I remember my mum had it tucked away somewhere, because I was like, what's the national insurance number? But we'll skip over that. And make sure that you have all those documents ready. If you know where you're wanting to go to university, maybe start looking what types of jobs are there in that area that you can maybe apply to, things like that, and to not feel like it's going to be a stress, because there might be times where there is stressful, but we've talked about ways that we can help to alleviate the stress. But just make sure you've got that documentation ready. Make sure you use that student finance calculator so you can get a rough estimate, because if you're maybe in, for example, year 12 and you're like, maybe next year I'm going to probably apply to university, it'd be good to kind of know from now, this is maybe what I'll be getting for student finance. I think it's a general thing that the earlier you do things and start preparing for things, the easier it will kind of be.
So an extra little quiz time. What 3 emojis would you use to describe the financial support at NTU? Jacqui.
Okay, so the listening emoji,
Great choice.
because we always want to listen to you.
Yeah.
Is it the hug emoji?
Adorable.
So, we care about you. We want to make sure you're okay. And then I think the final one would just be like the big grin emoji. We're super friendly. It's all okay. Just, come talk to us. We're not scary. It's fine.
The great 3 choices of emojis there. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We've covered literally everything there is to know about funding your university experience. I've definitely learned a lot. I think Jacqui, me and Elliott will be attending one of your Money Matters workshops.
Yes.
I think there's always more to learn.
Yeah, because
about
money does matter.
Money does matter about the financial and budgeting side of it. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks so much for watching or listening along, however you have watched today's episode. Big thank you to Elliott and Jacqui, our amazing panellists today. And
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Welcome. You're welcome back anytime.
You're
Should we
doing
do a
your
cheers?
Yeah.
Hey.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey.
And we'll see you next time for the Nottingham Trent University podcast.